Hey friends, so it's my day of relaxation, and that's indeed what I've been doing. But also, I just got done doing just a little bit of work on some tracks towards the next recording that I'm envisioning as my next record, my next solo record release. We'll get to some of that later, but I want to continue talking about music and sharing records. This is a mixture of what I've been listening to, as well as just some more records that I pulled to show. And I have a bit of coffee. It's going to help me kind of wake up here a little bit. So I'll start with this. I keep threatening to do a video about this series, BYG Actuel. It would have to be in at least 2 to 3 parts because it's a bunch of records. But anyway, Musica Electronica Viva. I decided to listen to this because I was thinking I showed it recently and described it, and had not listened to it in a long time. And this is almost completely acoustic improvisation. Wild and free, and just looking here to see if there's any names that I can say for you that might be of Alvin Curran is one that some of you, Frederick Zuski and Richard Teitelbaum, for example, were members of this, and I just played this recently, and this is very vital, very strong. Not electronic though, improvised, and yeah, wild. It's wild. So I was playing that. I was playing this because I'm reading this. Well, I was playing this, which I bought Record Store Day, although it came out apparently a few years ago. I hadn't heard of it until Record Store Day, and played both sides. Really enjoyed this, Pink Floyd. One side live, and reading it while listening to it rather while reading Inside Out. Nick Mason, the drummer from Pink Floyd, his book on his experience with the band, which is a fun read. It appears to be pretty frank, and self-deprecating, but really that tells the truth about some of the luck involved with things that happen for Pink Floyd, as well as their talent. But we'll go on here. I pulled this. This is a compilation on the Plurex label out of Holland, and this is a cool mixture of bands. It's got some bands I really like: Nazmak, Stockholm Monsters, Section 25, Exmal Deutschland are on here. I love this cover because as you see it, it's kind of like a watch on a sleeve, and you pull it off and there's the bands or the information. And this goes back to the 80s. This is really some good, again, what I call at best pulse-punk music. I'm going to do a psychedelicatessen pretty soon. It's been a while. Just thought I would make that mention. I'll be doing that pretty soon. Was listening to some Jade Warrior, Way of the Sun. Really an eclectic sound that Jade Warrior has always come up with. You couldn't just say, well, it was just like this drone ambient thing, because they would put in a strange mix of world kind of music, even world rock music. Good stuff. This is something that I keep coming back to, wanting to get a solid impression of, and I think it's a studio creation called Strange Night Voyage by the Merchants of Dream, and I just spun some more of this today. This is really very much like the Kurt Botcher, Gary Lucas, is that his last name? The Millennium, and those type of sunshine pop productions. Not quite, I would say, as good, but this is pretty decent. and it's just kind of a song cycle. Supposedly a dream cycle, and it's pretty good actually. Listen to that. Now again, like I was doing last night, kind of jumping all over the place. I hadn't listened to this in a long time, and this is a band from the 90s that I like. Grew out of the band the Wolfhounds, if anybody remembers that band. This is Moonshake, and they were early rockers who were using sampling in a real cool way. Named after the Can song Moonshake, very clearly. This is a 12-inch single. This is really good. Beautiful Pigeon, B-side. This is really good. Moonshake. Also, is this on Too Pure? Yeah. Another cool label, Too Pure. I think Stereo Lab, among others, was on that. Jumping genres. I love all kinds of music, and I love reggae, and one of the reggae bands I just love is Culture. Oh man, 2/7 Clash. This is such a excellent album. Culture, produced by Joe Higgs. I believe Joe Higgs taught vocal technique to most everyone I do believe that's true. Most everyone in Jamaica. He's got Sly and Robbie on this album, among other players. Man, Culture. Saw these guys live before the lead guy, Joseph Hill, before he passed away. Got to see them many years ago live. Hey, the place was jumping. You know what I'm saying? When good reggae is playing live, you're moving, but you're dead. This is an album I've had since almost it came out. I got it as a cutout, it cut out shortly after it came out because it didn't sell at all. I believe this is 1971, 72, yeah. The Face Dancers on the Paramount label. And when I got it, just could tell by the cover that it was cool. The cover was cool, and even all the times I've purged records, interestingly, this is one that I've always kept, and I'm so glad I have, because to this day the vocals are a bit much, kind of that adolescent kind of Freddie Mercury type of thing that you'll either love or hate, and I just really didn't like it. But the music, was really it's prog, and it's classically based. The keyboard player is good and doing that arpeggiated thing, but not in a corny way at all. And then the songs break up into these kind of like marching, dueling, kind of progressive rock type of, ELP. Wow, it's like, this is, I'm so glad I kept it. It's really good. Really, really, really good. And I'll tell you, the key to why I kept it was the ending, about 45 seconds of the album. Actually, the way this album ends is so atmospheric, so good, kind of haunting that, and yeah, actually, I'll see if I can float it in on the soundtrack. Good one. Embryo's been coming up lately because I bought some recently, and so have some other people, and I have Embryo. I've had them for a while, and this is one I've had for a while. I want to show it because I've just popped it on, and Roy is rock session, really good. This is a really good Embryo album. On the Brain label. It's a wild cover, but this is another really, really excellent Embryo album. Just really rocking. Was thinking of Dwayne. He had not too long ago found the Peter Bardens of Camel solo album. Was it on cassette? And I was just while looking at things, came across, I have some Peter Bardens too, and this is one of his older solo albums. He's put out quite a few, actually, I think. Write My Name in the Dust. And this one is where his music is in transition. you know, he's English, and he comes from the 60s and started out like a lot of white players doing R&B, and he was in them. And then, as you know, he started the band Camel, which was definitely one of, you know, England's best progressive rock bands. And so this album is an album in transition, where there's a kind of an R&B bass, there's also kind of some folk, and then there's this Procol Harum type of thing going on, you know, moving into the prog thing. And this is really good. Write My Name in the Dust. And interesting, it's on the Folkways, the Verve Folkways label. Some good things happened on this label back in the 60s and early 70s. Back to prog, because I love prog, and prog is received its due decades after it was coming out. It was, you know, poo-pooed, you know, really at the time, a lot of progressive rock music, you know, that it was just hair music and kind of overblown, and some of it was, and a lot of that I don't have in my collection, but the prog music that I have is the stuff that was really good. This was one example of it, this Dutch band called Ache, and this album is called Pictures from Cyclist 7. Another 70s release. They have, I think, 3 albums. This is the only one I have on vinyl. And it's a concept piece about a planet Cyclist 7, and some sort of peril and rebirth that happens. And it's really good. This is just really good music, good singing, good writing. That's what I always look for, like Genesis and some of the archetypal bands that we love. Yes, because the writing, they're albums that are epic and amazing. That's what I always look for, you know, and this is not on the same level, but it is approaching that, in that it is really pretty high quality. It really is, all the way around. This is really good. Dutch band, Ache. And we go to France now, to a band that I'd like to find their other album or albums on vinyl. Ile de Fire by Shylock. Very much influenced by King Crimson, but taking it to a place of their own, absolutely. Love this album. Love this album. Again, I'll see if I sometimes get that copyright notice about the music I float in, and so I try to be careful about, you know, I don't want to offend anybody. You're just playing music, but you know, I've been also surprised at the music that people are concerned about. I don't know, any copyright, but anyway, good band. You know, like I said, King Crimson type. The drumming and the keyboarding and the guitar, all of it, very dynamic, interesting. This is also kind of an interesting band where they're playing almost beyond their ability just a little bit, but that gives it a nice edge, kind of even almost a punky kind of edge. I like that. And the last thing I'm presenting here is a bunch of albums by an Italian jazz progressive rock band that I really love, that I just want to show and encourage folks to check out if you don't know anything about this band. And like I said, I haven't talked too much about the Italian music in my collection, and there is a bit, and Area is one of the bands that I love. Arbemak, I can't say it. I don't know what it is. Something about Arbemak Free. They had a really, Demetrio Stratos, their lead singer, just in a dynamic, amazing voice, who passed away many years ago. If you're familiar with jazz, the vocalist Leon Thomas, who had a very dynamic and very immediately recognizable yodeling type of jazz vocal style. Demetrio Stratos is also has that ability and does it to great effect with this music. Not even copycat at all. Just, I mean, really, he's got it. Every album of theirs is just super. And a lot of their albums, pretty much all their albums, are on the Cramps label. I've mentioned it in earlier videos. It's another one of those labels that if you see anything on this label and you can afford it, grab it. Cramps. I'm serious. I don't see it often, but whenever I see the label, I just buy the record immediately. I don't even have to. I mean, of course, I check it out, but I don't even. It's not like even do I have to decide. It's one of those labels that is like, whoa, yeah, I can't get enough of it. Here's another one of Aria's albums, Ariazioni. Is that how you would say it? I love their covers too. They've done some amazing things. They play some really complex jazz, rock compositions, and they also go completely out and do things that sound like they're improvised or they're composed in a very open, cinematic, picturesque kind of way. Oh, this is one of my favorites by him, Crack. I love this album. It's just blank on the back. Aria, which stands for International, well, their name is Aria International Popular Group. I guess in Italy they had a renown for a while. Maldetti. Every one of these, it comes highly recommended. Seriously, any one of these. It's like there's that standard question almost like, well, which one should I start with? With this band, if you can find any of them, you just get it. Now, I don't have it. There's a CD box set of their music. I don't have it. But if you see that, man, that would be something to have. Event 76. I believe this might even be live. That cover wild. Yeah, from the classic film. I believe that's Boris Karloff. All our gatefolds on the all these are on that wonderful label Cramps. Wonderful label. Another just incredibly fantastic album. Glycine de Vano. Oh boy. There it is. What a band. Aria. What a band. Once again, inside. What a band. Just wanted to just share this, and this is one of the few ones I have. This is probably a Cramps reissue, Radiation Area, because it's not a gatefold. But I'll bet you the original, I bet you there is a gatefold version of this album. It's like I said, it's on the Cramps label, but and the only one of theirs I have that's not is a Japanese pressing of their album Tic Tac. This is for them one of their later releases where it's a little more smoothed out on the 7 Seas label, Japanese label. But I wanted to show these records, and that's it. Just going to enjoy my afternoon. And folks do the same, and let me know what you think of the records.